Hey YouTube, today we're going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of two of my favorite budget LP style guitars. These are made by IYV, and today we're going to be taking a look at the differences between the more traditional 300 model and the modern cut inspired 400 model. So stay tuned as we do a side-by-side comparison of these two awesome budget guitars, both under $200. So here we have the two of them side by side, the green being the ILP300. This is the more traditional style, and then the ILP400 with the modern cut that I think reminds me of an ESP. And so, immediately right off the bat you can see some distinctions between the body shapes. The horn on the modern cut is slightly reduced, and generally speaking the body itself on the modern cut is reduced. You have comfort cuts in the back, and of course that horn is greatly reduced and cut away. The 300 is if you're looking for more of a traditional style, and so this is a much thicker cut of wood, and you can see it's considerably reduced on the 400. And both of these, they're not perfect. They are absolutely budget models, and so if you're very, very careful and close, you will find a few little imperfections here or there, but nothing that just jumps out at you. Both of them are very well done, and you can check out, I've got a side-by-side review looking at the two 400s that I got, which even though they were sold as the same model and the same finish, they have a distinctly different finish. And I think this accounts for IYV going through growing pains as they distinguish themselves as a brand. Another thing is that the headstock logo has changed, and you can also see this one I got, and it was I believe an Amazon warehouse deal, or I got it on eBay, but it had come from an Amazon warehouse and it was in perfectly good shape. But yeah, this one was on eBay. But this is the older styles that have the Asian script there on the truss rod cover, and as you can see, they dropped that in the newer models. And another distinction that you see in the older models that I think that they have changed going forward is you see on the pickups it says Destiny CNC wound. And I mean, that's fine, but the only reason that you want a logo or brand on your pickup is if it's a famous brand, Seymour Duncan or DiMarzio or something, Fender or Gibson or whatever. It doesn't add to it to have their house brand pickup etched on there. And so that's another distinction that you don't see in the 400, which I believe is a newer model. And so, similarities, there's a lot of similarities in terms of the basic equipment and the necks themselves. As you can see, both of them have this very nice trapezoidal inlay with the nice side binding going down. Now the 300, the side binding does not continue up into the headstock, whereas you can see with the 400 that it continues up. And generally speaking, the 400, as the number would imply, is going to be a slight step up from the 300. Now the 300 has the more traditional, you've got the pick guard there, and you've got the four-way controls, which are further down, versus the 400 that has the three controls, more modern, and even the general way that it sits is going to be slightly different between them, the configuration of where the pickups are exactly. And they both have arch tops, beautiful arch tops. They're not true flame maple, but they have been painted. They are maple tops, but they've been painted to give the flame look. And both of them present very, very well. Very nice finishes, front and back. And very, very nice guitars. And so, generally speaking, I mean, both of these are excellent examples of the breed. And I've had very good luck with IYVs. I've got a number of them now, and apart from some just basic issues of setup and, you know, general refinements that you can do to a budget guitar, both of these are excellent guitars. And so, primarily distinction-wise, it's going to be, do you want the thicker body and the more traditional styling of the 300, or do you want the thinner, more contoured body of the 400? That is generally going to be the primary distinction in the way that they play and so forth. And I'm not sure if these are the exact same pickups, but just they're not, you know, etched the same or what have you, if they've actually changed the winding and so forth. But we'll get some tone samples side by side, and you guys will be able to see the distinction tonally between them, and, you know, see what how the pickups sound next to each other. In addition to the just generally more contoured body on the 400, the other primary distinction between them is the neck joint, which here on the 300, it's very well done, but it is, you know, a traditional Les Paul style neck joint. It is a set neck, it's not a bolt-on, and it's a very well done neck. I mean, everything is incredible for this price range. It just blows my mind that they can put this level of quality out. But then you really step up with the 400, and this is probably the most incredible feature of this particular model, is this amazing. It's just a beautiful sculpted neck joint there. And both of them that I got, and again you can see my side by side of the two of them, both of them have that just gorgeous seamless neck, and of course it's got much more flow going from the contoured horn cutaway there and then back here versus the more traditional 90-degree angle on the neck there. So in addition to the body and stylistic differences, the neck is going to play considerably smoother on the 400. Bear in mind also that this is a 21, so this would be a 2021, and this is a 24 model. And so it's interesting also to see just the general brand excellence, that even in 21, that is a very, very well made instrument. But by 2024, with this 400 and the more modern styling and that beautiful seamless neck, I mean, it's just, you can see them leveling up. And so I'm very interested to see where IYV goes as a brand, as more and more people get their hands on these and just say, man, this is a lot of excellent guitar for really incredible prices. So first thing to take note of before we start getting some tones out of these is that both of these guitars that we're looking at today are bone stock, out of the box stock. I've only done a little bit of setup. Nothing major, just some basic intonation tweaking and just breaking it in with the strings and pulling them. It's even, both of these even have the stock original factory strings in them. So just keep that in mind, that this is exactly the instrument that I pulled out of the box. I've only done the very barest minimum of setup to it. Now, something that you always have to ask with every guitar that you pick up if you want to make it yours, do you enjoy playing it? And I can say very much. I spent about an hour just, you know, getting back into this guitar, and it plays wonderfully. I very much enjoy playing it. It has that traditional Les Paul vibe and tone. So we're going to be running these today through my Black Star, and we'll keep the settings exactly the same for both of them. We'll do a clean sample on each and then an overdrive sample on each. And so I've got all the dials set at about 5 or 6 on here, right in the middle, right in the medium there. And I've got the ISF, which, take a look at my review of this amp to get more description of the ISF infinite shape feature and the real particular tuning option that it gives you. I've got it set over on the American side at about halfway turn towards the American, about the 3 position. Right now I'm on treble, and I've got everything on here, both the tone knobs I've got at about 6 to 7, and I've got the volume set at about 8. I've not done any fret leveling on this either, and the frets, you know, they actually set very well. The frets, very minimal buzz, only when you strike real hard. So let's go to middle position. Now we'll go up to the neck. So now let's get some clips with the overdrive on. Put it to the bridge. laying these side by side, both of them are really well playing budget instruments. I mean, they play way better than their sub $200 price would suggest. The main difference is, as you would expect from the aesthetics, this plays more traditionally, the 300 level. The 400 has a more modern, not just playability, but also the sound. I do believe that these are different pickups. The 400 sounds like it has more output. I had to dial it back more than I did with the 300 when I was in the overdrive, and just generally speaking, it sounded just more powerful to me. It had a higher output, a more modern tone humbucker, whereas the 300 is much more of a traditional Les Paul. And so I think that really comes down to it. There's not a huge price difference between these, but it's mainly a matter of, are you looking for a more traditional, mid 20th century vibe? Go with the 300. You're looking for, late 20th, early 21st century vibe, go with the 400. Or considering the price tag, why not just get them both? I mean, goodness gracious, these are amazing values. I am just blown away by the value of these guitars and how good they are. Even just out of the box with minimal setup, these are truly playable and enjoyable instruments. Now, I don't normally do this, folks, but I am asking for donations, and that is that I would really like to send this 300 to my friend Will Red. He's been a huge supporter of the channel and done a lot of great help to me. I'm really bad at promoting myself. I'm just not good at tooting my own horn, so to speak, and so he's been helping me with a lot of that, and most of the connections and promotions that we've had on the channel are because of him. But as of right now, I just monetized, and it is, just the barest trickle. I might be able to get a Starbucks coffee at some point, but it's very little is coming in at this point, and I'd really like to send this to him, but it's going to be in the $60-ish range in order to get this sent to him. And right now, with the new house and the move and everything that's entailed, we are strapped financially. So it is possible to donate to the channel. There's a button down there that you can hit to do a one-time donation. And again, generally speaking, I don't ask for anything like that, but if you guys are at all, if it's at all possible to donate to help out Will so that I can get this excellent instrument in his hands as a thank you for all the work that he's done for the channel and done for me, it would really make our day. So as always, thank you all for watching, and you have a wonderful day.